What is up out there, YouTube? Double D here with Tournage Dubois. Welcome back to the shop. So, back in the end of December, and I'll put a link to the video right up here, I announced the YoutTube Cross Channel Challenge for 2021 for the month of January. So, the month of January, the challenge was fire. So, we're going to have some fun, you know, fire and wood, always a good combination, right? Absolutely. So what we're going to do today is we've got this piece of elm. This is a pretty big tree that got taken down. It had a branch come out the side, so I'm looking forward to what's going on in there. As you can see, we've got some spalting. It's pretty soft right here, which is why this was falling apart. And of course, we're going to turn most of that away, so I'm not too worried about getting that cleaned out. But like I said, we have some good spalting, so I'm really excited. The wood's really solid other than this part right here, and I'm pretty sure that that's mainly only for this branch part that was pretty rotten. So we're going to get this up on the lathe and get started turning on this and see where it goes for the fire project. Alright, so this is going to be the top of the piece. I'm thinking I'm going to end up doing a hollow form of some kind, so we will see. So this is going to be... going to see what happens. The downside is this inclusion, it seems to be pretty solid, but I want to stay off to the side from that. So it's going to be out of round for a bit, but I think we'll end up being okay because we can get it into round. So I'm not worried about that at all, but I want to stay away from that potentially weaker spot if at all possible. Okay, so we are obviously going to be out of round for a while. So we're going to take this relatively slow to start and see what kind of speed we can run at to get going. I'm sure some of this bark will fly off, but it's on there really good. So it's not wanting to just peel off. That will greatly cut down on the chance of shrapnel flying at me, so that's a good thing. going to start sanding. Got it into shape that we want. Going to start sanding, start at 120 grit and work our way up. So we'll see you back when that's done. Alright, so we sanded this up to 320 grit, then we applied some sanding sealer, and then I hit it with the 400 grit. So I'm really happy with how this has turned out. Of course, this is just the outside. Right now, it is 10.5 inches from base to top, not counting the tenon, and this top will be cut back just a little bit to smooth it up. As well. So I'm really happy with how this is looking so far. Welcome back. As you can see, I've got this glued up. I had a few cracks. I let this sit for a couple of days actually, just to kind of let some of the moisture come out of it because it was relatively wet still. In the interim, it did a little bit of cracking. The inclusion started separating a little bit, so I did some black CA glue, and that'll give it a nice little color definition things. The rest of it seems to be pretty good. Of course, we developed this crack, which I filled, but that's okay there. I also got a new tool that I'm going to be trying out for hollowing, since I don't have a hollowing setup. So I got the Easy Wood Tools Pro Hollower #1, which is a straight shot, but it goes about 8 inches in from the edge of the tool rest. So as I hollow out this opening, I'll be able to get the tool rest angled in there a little bit and get a little bit deeper there. And that'll cut really well. I also borrowed a steady rest from my buddy Jim, so that'll help hold it steady when I'm ready to start hollowing and keep it from causing problems. So I'm going to give that glue just a little bit of time to harden up. Right here, these pieces, these parts that I did, which it's already dried because of the accelerator, but I'll give that a little bit, and then we will reshape the outside of this, get this glue knocked back, smooth it up, and then see about getting it. So to keep this from moving around too awfully much, we're just going to bring the tailstock up. We're going to put our live center in, and then we're going to use this tennis ball to help hold it steady. So the tennis ball will just sit in the opening, and then this tailstock with the live center will give it that support that we want to see for it to be able to turn without wobbling around and stuff. So we will use that as we get going. Alright, we got it sanded up to 400, cleaned up with a little denatured alcohol. So let's see about getting this steady rest set up and go from there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some tape, and I'm going to tape right here around the neck so that the wheels on the steady rest don't mar this up while it's turning. And then we'll see how it's running, and then we'll remove the detail. And we are back. So we're going to have a hard time showing the hollowing of this. However, I am using my new Easy Wood Tools Pro Hollower #1. So it will let me get in there pretty good. It's nice and sturdy, as you can tell. It's got a lot of strength to that piece. So we'll be hollowing this out and go from there. So we'll see how much we can get on this, which you guys will be able to see, but of course it's much more important that I can see. So I might skip through a lot of this. We shall see what happens. Alright, so we've got it for the most part hollowed out. I did a little bit of cleanup right here along the rim, and you can see a little bit of the tool mark down in there, but like I said, that's not going to matter. Alright, so we've got that sanded. We've got an abrasive paste on it just to give it a nice start to a finish. So next is the fire. Let's see what we can do. Now, I will admit, I am a little bit nervous about this. Well, never done this before. But hey, it's fire, right? See what we can do. Well, that was awesome of me because obviously I have done some airbrushing and didn't hit the button. So, like a moron, we're all good though. We'll get through it. So I've used some red and some orange and some yellow, created a fire-like effect at the bottom of the burned up area. Hopefully you all can see that pretty well. So it has a kind of an on-fire type of look to it. I'm going to use a little bit of silver or gray paint in the smoke to give it a little bit of texture look to it. And then we will be putting a lacquer over this to protect it as well. So hopefully that looks okay. We will see when we get the silver part out. Alright, so I have got it burned, and I did some airbrush painting to give the blackened area a little bit of texture with some gray, and then I painted some red, yellow, orange area at the bottom to represent the flames. So what I want to do now is I'm going to put a little bit of glitter in the black area, and so some black glitter in the black area where the smoke is, and then a little bit of red glitter in the area where the red is, just to make it look like at different angles like there's some sparkle, like it's sparks or embers, something like that, just to kind of give it that feel. So it still feels kind of like it's alive. Won't take a whole lot, so I do want to be a little bit careful And I have a crystal clear lacquer that I'm going to put over it just to help lock the glitter in place. And then I will lacquer the entire piece as well. Right, so that'll take about 30 minutes to dry. I'm just going to leave this on, and we will come back and probably put a little more on. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around for this project and coming along on this journey with me. Had a lot of fun with this project. This was a lot of firsts for me, of course. This is the biggest hollow form I've ever done. It's just over 10.5 inches tall, about 5 1/4, 5.5 inches across at the widest point. Incorporated fire, incorporated airbrushing, did a clear coat lacquer. So I'm really excited about this, but let's take a look. So we have our Spalted Elm with the bark inclusion and a little bit of the live edge. As we rotate it, of course, you've got the fire effect at the bottom with the burned area for the smoke coming up and wrapping around. Then you've got your red glitter and some black glitter just to give a little bit of coloring as it, a little bit of reflection, a little texture, a little bit of the gray and things in there as well. So there is our finished piece. And we have our fire project completed for the YoutTube Cross Channel Challenge of 2021, the challenge for the month of January. Like I said before, I am donating this piece of work to Make Zane Better. So hashtag Make Zane Better. Go over and check out their Facebook page. I'll put a link down below. So whatever you all want to do with this, it is yours. I'll be shipping that out here real quick to you, Sherry. So really happy I was able to do this and that it came out well. So it made me really happy. Sending much love and positive thoughts, of course, your way with Zane as well and the whole family. So you and Bonnie and Zane, just positive thoughts all the way around. So we have our next challenge for the month of February coming up. And my buddy Quentin over at Deadwood Casting and Turning is going to be announcing the upcoming challenge for the month of February for the YoutTube Cross Channel Challenge 2021. I'm going to put a link to his channel right up here. So get over there, check out his video, and see what the challenges are for the month of February. I have a list of all the participating channels as of right now down below. I also have a playlist that I created that I'm going to create each month for the different challenges. So it'll be really easy to navigate there, but please go subscribe to all the channels, support them, and follow along. If you like the video, thumbs up, of course, thumbs down if you didn't, but either way, please leave comments below. Feedback is greatly appreciated. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Stay safe, healthy, and let's have some fun. Are you not listening? I said get to Quentin's channel. Go check it out. See what February's coming. Seriously, now.